You know, we might have more millionaires in this country made through real estate than anything else, but I'm still surprised I don't meet more of them on a regular basis. It's so wild to me. You know, so many of them are accidental millionaires just because they held real estate over a period of time. But today what I want to do is I want to share the biggest 3 things that are keeping you from becoming that next millionaire in the game of real estate and what you can do to make it happen right now.
'Cause we're gonna be legends. What we're doing here ain't just scary. It's about to be legendary.
You know, the first problem that people always have is they say, well, if you want to invest in anything, it takes money to make money. So people say, yeah, if you have cash, then you can invest successfully in real estate. But if you don't have any money, then you can't invest. You're like up a creek without a paddle. Is that what they say? It's this idea that says, wow, if you have money, you can make money. Think for a moment, if that's true, how damning that is. Like, you want to get anywhere in life and your excuse will always be, well, you have to have something first to get there. But if you had it, would you even need to invest in the first place? Like, it's kind of weird thinking. When I was 22, broke, in debt, I had a horrible paying job, and I decided I wanted to become a mega millionaire in real estate. One of the first things that I realized was, all right, I'm going to have to save my way there. And so I chose the strategies that took time. And so it took me $3,000 over 14 months to have money down for my very first property. And you know what? Knowing what I know today, I didn't have to really wait that long. And so I didn't actually put time on my side. If you're thinking that you need to save up money to get where you want to go financially or to invest in real estate, make sure you click the link below and get your hands on a free copy of my book, The Straight Path to Real Estate Wealth. Over 50,000 copies. It's produced millionaires that are starting just as broke as me. And if you watch other videos on this channel, you'll notice that there's a lot of people that are actually out there crushing it and using the system. So does it take money to make money? No. Does it take somebody's money to do it? Yes. Does that money have to be yours? No. And I'll even show you deals where you can get what's called creative. Creative real estate means that there's deals out there that require less than a normal amount of money or sometimes even nothing, and you can still be out there in the game and totally winning and totally crushing it. And so that's one thing that I want you to be aware of right now. Let me just give you one example. One of the deals that I had done, it was with a woman responding to an ad that I had put out there that said, Kris, I'm in trouble with my house. I've got equity in it, but I have to come up with some money and I need to move out and I can't afford my payment anymore. And I basically said, I'll take over the mortgage and someday I'll sell the house and I'll give you some of that money. And you know what she said? She said, great. So I was doing an assumption. By taking over the house, all I had to do was come up with that first payment. Well, I used my lease option marketing system, which is, by the way, also explained in my book. And guess what happened? Someone moved into the house. They put $7,000 down. They paid everything on it. And guess what? We were off to the races. And I was making money, but I skipped the banking process. I didn't put money down. That's called getting creative. And it exists. And so this whole idea that you have to have money to do real estate, it's just not true. The second reason why I find people don't invest in real estate is that they're really scared of making a mistake. Because think about it. If you did something wrong and you lose a lot of money, how would you feel? Dude, you probably feel horrible. Even if you just got money in 401ks and IRAs and you watch the account go down, you're like, did I do something wrong? Why is the market doing that? And that's a horrible feeling. At the end of the day, we want to succeed. We don't want to fail. And so it's very natural to be afraid of, what if I do something wrong? What if I make a mistake? And you know what? That's real. You actually should have that fear. In fact, little babies, sometime within the first year of life, you put them up on this counter and they look over the edge and they realize danger. I actually have depth perception now, and if I fall off, I'm going to get myself hurt. It's good for you to have an instinct to want to be careful, but not to debilitate you and keep you from doing real estate. Are you kidding me? Your first $100,000 is just a decision away, and you're not making it out of fear. What you need is a guide, a mentor that's been there before, who's done it, that can take you by the hand and double check your work and make sure you're doing it the right way. If you want to know how to get one of those, that's one of the services that I provide for people all over the world. So that's also in the link below, or when you get a copy of my book. The third thing though, and the one that always makes me laugh, is when people tell me, well, I just don't have time. I think the reason why that's funny to me is because there's 2 kinds of real estate out there. Understand that real estate is an investment. It's not a job. And so there are strategies where you can do it like a job, where you have to put yourself to work. But guess what? Dude, all you're doing is trying in your mind to figure out how to trade more time for dollars. Don't do that. It's an investment. If you do real estate the right way, you put your money in and you sit back, and it requires very little from you, and then you have a chance to earn some really awesome mega returns on it if you do it the right way. It is not a function of time. If you're looking for strategies that require time, then you might be looking at the wrong thing. I will tell you though, if you are broke and you've got no money and you're starting from nothing, I'm going to recommend that you learn strategies like in my book and that you take the time to get hands-on. Now, this stuff might only take you a few hours a week, or it might happen outside of work, so you have the ability to do that. If you're sitting there and you're saying, well, Kris, I'm really check to check, or I don't got a lot of money, but I've been putting money away in a 401k or an IRA, or I've been paying my house down, I've got some equity there. Did you know that those are hidden assets and you can actually put that into real estate and be entirely passive? That also exists. So this idea that, well, I don't have money, bullcrap. This idea that I'm scared to make a mistake, get a mentor or a coach. This idea that I don't have the time, that's not necessarily a real concern either, because I can show you ways of doing it that just really doesn't take time. In fact, that's why people do real estate. That's the funny chuckle part, is it's like, I need to find a way to financially get ahead. I need to find a way to, use very little time to get me out of my job. And real estate is really a beautiful and perfect way to do that for the action taker that's willing to have an ounce of courage and actually execute on what they're learning. Friends, I hope that helps you understand. If you're not an investor, you're crazy. Like, I'm a young man and I'm buying a house every single day and my wealth is just exploding, and I got a team doing almost all of the work on it. You could have that in your life too, but you got to get started and take the right steps. So if you do not have a copy of this book yet that I've just released, get your hands on a copy of it. I'll get it in the mail to you. Cover the shipping for me. Do me a favor on that. Other than that, this book is completely free, and it's for you to really jump in the game and learn how to do real estate the right way, that it doesn't necessarily take time. It doesn't necessarily take money. And there's a way to get a guide to make sure that you also don't mess up. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you do subscribe, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you on tomorrow's video.